Hi! I love you. So, I want to make a change in the world. I come to college wanting to be an animal policy lawyer because I'm told when I visit animal sanctuaries, farm sanctuaries, that the law is where the real change can happen, where the real changes are made, because lawyers have power and an education. So I go to college, not college, and I take a class called Animals and the Law. And I am disappointed to find that all the animal protection laws that we could really want are already in existence, and that it's the enforcement of these laws, that the lack of enforcement of these laws that is allowing so much of the factory farm abuse to continue. And it is the discriminatory power of judges and the financial power and influential power of corporations that creates a courtroom space in their favor. So, I'm learning so much about how the current human state of the ego is intertwined with the law. And one of my textbooks for this class is called Introduction to Animals and the Law by Joan Schaffner. And reading the last chapter of this book, something profound came to my attention. And that was that the end of animal abuse, the end of environmental abuse, the end of human abuse does not call for a change in the law, or a change in medicine, or a change in technology, or a change in any system that alone, without human use, is dead or neutral. It calls for a change in the humans who have power in these systems and who are operating these systems. It calls for a human change in consciousness. I, at first, for a while, was very ambivalent and conflicted about letting go of the law, letting go of activism as it is now, because the urgency of these issues call for such action. But then I realized that no matter how much energy I placed into the current way of making change, into the kind of law as it is, or trying to target people with information without changing the people themselves. Changing the people first was just not efficiently using my energy. And so, with animals in my heart, with the environment in my heart, with the factory farm employees and workers in my heart, I have decided to dedicate my life to the root of the problem. All this corruption out here reflects on a greater level the corruption in here. So, whether you call this spiritual or not, I'm learning about myself and my own identification with the mind and my own negative thought processes and the parts of myself that need to be healed, and how all these things do externalize themselves, and I'm seeing those connections, and I'm experiencing oneness so that I may have the greatest respect for the genius in all things and in everyone, the greatest compassion, the greatest empathy. So it may not seem, it is difficult for me because I say, I'm not handing out pamphlets on how to be vegan. I'm not, giving people the statistics of, domestic abuse cases correlated with factory farm workers. But what does this information mean to these people? Okay, so they go vegan, and that's beautiful, and it definitely makes a difference. But I just personally don't completely buy that we can make the fundamental changes needed to create a non-abusive world with those methods. The change in consciousness is coming and is happening and is here.